Well, everybody, I have two fantastic ladies with me, very talented, and we're going to get a good dynamic here because we're talking about mortgage and realtors, and we're going to have one of each. So we're going to get great perspectives here and talk a lot and educate you. So who do I have with me? I have Sue Heddle, and she, of course, is a sales representative or realtor, a member of Real Pro Canada, and you are with the brokerage Century 21 Miller Real Estate, and that's in Oakville. Correct. And the areas you service are?
Oakville, Burlington, Milton. I do a lot of business in Mississauga and Toronto as well.
Okay, so kind of wherever your clients need to go, you got them covered pretty much, right?
Yeah, well, I grew up in Burlington, live in Oakville now.
Okay.
And I also lived and worked in Toronto for 17 years, so I still have a lot of clients from that area.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. And we also have Lisa Pellerin. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you.
And you are partner and mortgage agent with LA Mortgage Team, and that's powered by Mortgage Intelligence.
Yes.
So congratulations, because I hear in 2014 that you won the Canadian Award as Best Newcomer. Is that right?
It is. Thank you.
Huge success. So
Thank
that
you.
says a lot. So you girls are paving the way. You're blazing trails, making an impact. And more importantly, you love working together. And that's what we're going to talk about, the importance of the relationship between realtor and mortgage. And we're going to give great tips and advice on how people can take advantage when it comes to buying or selling a home, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. Well, let's start there. First of all, we are in a marketplace where in Toronto, multiple offers were just normal. It was an everyday occurrence.
Absolutely.
But now all of a sudden, about 5 years ago, we were seeing those multiple offers, Sue, happen in your backyard in Oakville.
Every weekend I was on a multiple offer, sitting
There
in
we
my
go.
car.
Yeah.
At least 8 other agents going in on, it's the way it is now.
Okay. So it is the new norm, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So knowing that, how can we guide people to make sure that they best prepare themselves so they can be the winning bidder, that they can get that home over the other 8 people that they're competing against? So I'm going to start with you, Sue, and then, of course, Lisa, you can pipe in.
Well, the first place to start is really with Lisa, because when people are going to go out and shop for a home, it's good to know exactly what they can afford. So Lisa and the people at the LA Mortgage Team make sure that they get all the documents up front, so you know exactly what people can afford when we actually go out to buy that house.
All right. So it helps you.
Yeah, I
Sue,
don't want them to fall in love
Okay.
and then they can't afford it, right?
And it helps them so they don't get emotionally vested in something that really they shouldn't even be looking at.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Very good. Now, what else then in terms of these multiple offers? How do you guide and advise them and help them to make sure that they're well prepared so they can go ahead and with comfort and just, I think, confidence, know that they can go grab that property? And I guess also, how does Sue help to make that happen?
So you're right, Erin. What we do when we meet clients is we complete what we call a discovery meeting and discuss their goals, what's important to them, and prepare them for the mortgage process.
And you look at their financial picture, their current financial picture?
Exactly. Their current financial picture. Quite often, if it's a young couple, I also like them to think about what if you were down to one income? Is there family planning, in the horizon, to look at the big picture? And like Sue was saying, we get documents up front. We do a proper pre-approval, but that also includes completing a budget. I work with
that's huge,
many
yeah.
clients who are 2 professional, salaried individuals that could actually be pre-approved for much higher beyond their comfort zone. And so we work with what is that payment you're comfortable with, and take it from there into a purchase price, which I communicate with Sue.
And then, you can have, Lisa, two couples that make the same income, but one will be more risk adverse, where the budgets are similar, and the other will not be comfortable paying a certain dollar amount for a property. So honestly, it's different for everybody, and that's why you're going through this process so that they know exactly what they're willing. It's not what they can afford per se, but really what they're comfortable with, because we forget about all those hidden expenses, costs, and of course you got to pay it to run these places.
That's true.
So
And
you don't want to be house poor.
Right. No, that's absolutely, I don't want any of my people to be house poor. But the other thing is people get out there and they get all excited and jazzed about a property. And I have to know going in what I think that property's actual value is. Because even if people are putting down 20% today, I mean, Lisa can speak better to this than I can, but if people are putting down 20%, there's still, if the property doesn't come in at that value, because they're sending out appraisers now.
So banks are sending appraisers to say, yes, what these people are willing to pay, we recognize that value. We will loan on that amount.
Yeah.
What we're finding is that, you used to be able to put down 20% on a purchase and appraisals weren't necessary. More and more lenders now, whether it be a bank or a trust company or a monoline, which is essentially like a bank but a non-bank, we work with a lot, a lot are asking for appraisal. So we need to prepare our clients for that situation, what would happen. Even more importantly, to work with someone like Sue who knows the property value, so we don't have that discussion.
Because what happens, Sue, if you go ahead and you know the property value, but for those that don't, they're working with a realtor that aren't familiar with that area, and they overbid, they overpay for a home. Now what?
Well, they could potentially be on the hook for that extra if
The difference.
if
Okay.
it doesn't come in. But Lisa might call me, and the buyer might be concerned. Oh no, they're doing an appraisal. I'm like, oh, don't sweat it. I know that area. It's going to come in. You're going to be fine.
You've done the homework.
I've done the homework. I work the area. I'm a busy
You wouldn't let them
agent.
overpay for something.
Never.
Yeah.
I would never let my people overpay for anything. So that's one of the options is to we have that communication. All three of us are talking, and it gives the buyer like peace of mind, right?
We're a
Which is
team.
key.
It's
Yeah.
a team. It's a team of trusted partners.
Yes.
And that's what goes on in the real estate industry. You have mortgage professionals and realtors working together for the ultimate goal, which is to service the client.
absolutely
Give them the best experience possible. So, Lisa, let's go back to the pre-approval for a second, because you had mentioned that there is a process and it's a pre-approval. You're actually getting something that states, we've gone through everything. We've gone through your financials. We now approve you to go and spend up to this amount of dollars on a property. A lot of people, though, get confused and think that when they just walk into a bank that they themselves, are told, oh yeah, without looking at all those documents, that they're just said, yeah, we you can go for this. What do you roughly make? You do the quick calculations. Okay, well, you're looking roughly in between these dollar amounts. Go ahead, shop, and then once you find a home, just bring the offer to me, and we'll get busy.
Well, and many times it's at that point too, then bring in your pay stubs and your income documentation, and all of a sudden a discrepancy is found.
that's after
How
they
many
found the
people-
house. Yeah.
Exactly. They've already pictured themselves in the kitchen with their family cooking
They're
dinner.
vested.
In the living room.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're emotionally attached now, and then they're getting the documents together where it's up front that it needs to happen.
All right.
That's
I
what-
want to come back to this. Sue, you're going to continue this talk because we're just going to take a quick break because
Okay.
it's important here. So everybody, I want to remind you, if you have any questions for Sue or Lisa, all you have to do is visit realestatetalkshow.ca. You can also call our toll-free hotline, and that is 844-ASK-RETS, 844-ASK-RETS. And of course, any questions you have regarding mortgages, real estate, we will forward off to Sue and Lisa, and we'll make sure we get those answers back to you. And of course, we always try and showcase them on the show. So we'll be right back. Don't go away.